see how the order established itself. Well, let's go forward 2. Forward 2 again. The color of this river is so beautiful. So the silt, the cloudiness is coming out of the white chuck there behind us. And it's more clear upstream on the Sauk if you look upstream. And the two co-mingle, and then right about here they're starting to mix. Well, so we do have our first rapid, and it's kind of a rocky one. So it's technical, but other than that, not too difficult. So we're gonna give the other boat a chance to kind of get a head start, but you can always tell where we're probably gonna be going by watching the boat ahead of us, right? Let's go forward 1. And forward 2 now. Here we go. And lead in if you want. Not a bad idea. There we go. Forward 2. And forward 2 again. Beautiful, gang. You guys are doing great. No problem. Yeah. There's some splashes in there. Woo. And forward 2 again. There you go. All right. So early on, you know, and probably just because you don't raft all the time, every trip probably has a 5 to 10 minute break-in period, you know? So just be comfortable with that and accept that and let, you know, get used to these sensations, all right? You know, because at first the boat seems like it jostles around, you're like, seems all unpredictable, but then, you know, as we go through a few of these rapids, you kind of get accustomed to the whole motion of it all. And it's a great thing to do, to mess about in boats. Although the accurate Mark Twain quote is evading me at the moment.
Yeah, nice, right?
Yeah. It's a beautiful day to come out, everybody.
Yeah, it's good timing.
And the water level's still really good too. So this is kind of the sweet spot. I think this time of the summer is a good time to plan trips. Got nice weather, got good water still. The drones are starting to get annoying, but
yeah, I was gonna say.
The drones are out.
Just that video of the guy on the pier.
Brian probably doesn't mind the exposure though, so.
I don't know, I thought he was going to steal your routine, right? That's why he's out here.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about. It's like all these one-liners that I worked for years
so
to
hard.
perfect. Yeah. Stealing my bit.
Good, man.
So how long have you been doing this, JD?
Since 1980.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
wow,
when I
okay.
started piloting my own boat.
Wow.
But you know, I'll be honest, it didn't take hold till 1984 when I finally learned to roll a kayak. So I had some setbacks early on. Let's go forward 1. There we go. So when we paddle together, a lot of times that's all it takes is just one stroke. You can see that the river is always pushing stuff to the outside of the turn. It's why this erosion is happening on this cliff, and it's also why the trees end up there, okay? During the flood events, the trees get hung up on the outside of the turn. So this would be the exact kind of situation you would want to swim your ass off to get away from that wood, okay? Imagine how easy it'd be to get a PFD snag on one of those branches, okay? Not good. Let's go forward 2. So the river's hazards are such that the river wants you to acknowledge and observe those hazards, but the river does not expect you to get all freaked out about it, okay? So there's a balance. And that's how you manage risk, is with the balanced viewpoint. It's got to balance out, well, how bad is that risk and how likely is it? So if you stay in the boat, it's not likely at all, you know? And it's pretty easy to do. Let's go forward 2. Beautiful. Okay, all forward. Let's practice paddling strong together. Reach down and find that inner warrior that's inside every one of us. Yeah! There we go. Nice. Yeah. And we can stop and relax. High five, gang. You guys are doing great.
Yeah, I want to be in the back because I have to film. That's why.
Woo! Woo! Sock it to me.
I feel like we're being watched.
I do too. Are we still?
You're paranoid, man.
Oh, slow phone. Here we go.
Whose drone was that photographer, guys? Did you exchange info?
Oh yeah, we Instagrammed last night.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he's a friend.
I mean, he's
Friendly.
just a local.
Friendly.
Yeah.
Does that mean it's a good thing I didn't throw a rock at the drone?
Yeah, exactly. We're not gonna mess with this drone.
That is a good thing.
Get that butterfly.
That's
butterfly
just-
behind you.
That is.
He's on me.
He ended up
Yeah,
in
he
the
did.
Instagram.
Okay.
Tiger, swallowtail, butterfly.
Anyway.
Yeah, this swallowtail's been out.
Yeah.
I love our yellow helmets.
Hey, look this way. Can you turn a little bit, Ian? People in the back, lean in. 1, 2, 3. All right.
Woo! Woo! Woo!
Fun, right?
How you guys doing over there?
Great.
All right.
It's like
Yeah.
Busch Gardens, but better.
But not
Hey
on
crew,
rails.
let's go forward a few strokes. I'm looking downstream. I see some more of that woody debris on the outside of the turn where it always is. There we go. That's good. So a big part of, boating is reading the water, and that involves always looking way downstream and right in front of your boat and everywhere in between. And your eyes are constantly scanning what's in front of you, and that way you can move out to where you need to be and avoid all these things, So again, if you float into this,
River makes
this scraggly group of branches here, that might not do it, but then it might set everything off into chaos and then get us tangled up down there. So anyway, a lot of causality, and a big part of running rivers is seeing that chain of causality before it unfolds.
I'll do some real simple kayaking in the river, and it's hard for me to tell, like, especially.
Okay.
No, sorry.
Oh, I want to hear everything you were
Well,
just
it's
saying.
hard for me to tell sometimes, like, where the shallows are, where
Okay.
the rocks are. I mean, is there like a technique or
On the
something?
river?
Yeah. Because
Okay.
sometimes you'll look up and you'll go, okay, well that seems like the better route, but then it ends up being shallow and you get stuck, or is it?
Well, you know what? I'm totally going to address that.
All right.
Hey!
Because
I'd like to
that's
know.
rad. I love it I love to hear that you're getting out and checking out the river on your own. I think that's rad.
Yeah, I'm
Now-
kind of standing up and looking around trying to
If
figure
you
it out.
look right, roughly where the bow is pointed when those rocks are jutting out from the gravel bar, you'll see a family of harlequin ducklings.
Oh yeah.
And I think I'll just try to be quieter for a moment. They don't always figure out that we're going the direction they're trying to run away from us in,
So cute. So little. Hence the link.
There you go. Go upstream, guys. Yeah, they're cool, huh? So the harlequin ducks are out, and the merganser ducks have their gaggle of, ducklings out there. Let's go forward too. So the bigger the waves are, the rougher the ride at first, but the deeper the water. So that's one thing. So by being in the middle of this wave train, we're in the deepest, part of this channel. So that's one key to answer your question. Another thing that really helps Bob on these sunny days is the color palette of the river. And no one ever really told me that when they were teaching me how to raft and kayak and stuff. They taught me how to look at the textures and the rocks that are cropping up and that sort of thing. But if you, on a hot sunny or nice clear sunny day like this, with the sun streaming down, the dark emerald green, let's go forward too. Anyway, yeah, we regrouped down here around this bend. But basically, wherever it's dark or vivid green is deep. And then where you see the brown tones, you can see it's shallow. And then look at the texture off to the left side here where it's clearer, smaller ripples, and it's real scratchy looking. Okay, that's another textural indicator that's super shallow over here on the right. Gotcha. And then a lot of times too, if you're just, if you look at what you went past, look at what you're floating past, that'll help you read water better next time you see something up ahead. And so it's just time on the water. The river's really the best teacher.
Yeah,
as long as she doesn't kill you before you read the rule book,
Exactly.
Sometimes.
So that's where having anyone who knows what's up on the river with you makes a huge difference to help you accelerate that learning curve without getting hurt. Isn't that gravel beautiful, the way the river cuts it?
Yeah.
It's taking them hours to set that.
Yeah. Do you want to go first? Let's go all back. Couple strokes. And we can stop the float here. Let's take 2 strokes forward. There we go. Now another thing too, Bob, is the slow water is on the inside of the turn. So you notice how on the inside of the turn to the left here, you can clearly see slower moving water that's calmer, okay?
Right.
So that's an eddy formed by this gravel bar. And you learn to spot eddies everywhere. This big boulder has an eddy behind it, but it's probably more turbulent than anything that's on the side of the river. So we're getting into a nice little stretch of rapids here. We're gonna have some fun, excitement. So watch the other boat here. Let's go forward too. Beautiful. There we go, nice. And let's go forward 1. Very technical rapid. I mean, it's almost getting into class 4 territory, but not quite. Let's go forward 2. Good strokes, gang. You guys have definitely done this before. Woo-hoo! Woo! Yeah. Well, looks like we'll go over this one. Alright, that one was grabbier than I intended. Sorry about that. Let's go forward 2. And So another thing, Bob, is you can learn to use small features to help turn you and help you start using the whitewater to direct your boat. And so like the water pouring over that long rock there, making that frothy feature, we basically tucked the front left corner of the boat into that eddy, and it started to initiate the spin. And then we only needed 2 strokes to get here instead of 5 to 10, you know?
Gotcha.
And again, all that stuff, you know, a monkey can do this stuff. I have a better vocabulary, I hope, than a monkey or current sitting public officials. But anyway, we won't go there, I promise. No one wants to bring those people along with us on this trip. Anyway, but it's time on the water. Spend enough time in the water, you're good to go. And I'm gonna wait for a sign from these guys, and then maybe we'll bring up the rear this one.
All right.
Beautiful day though.
It is.
High five, gang. I'm stoked to be out here. Thanks for getting me out on the Sauk.
So do you just do the Sauk, or do you other stuff?
I've guided on almost every river that any company runs trips on in the state of Washington.
All right. So you go over east side, Wenatchee
East side
and stuff.
and Columbia Gorge and Skycomish and Green, and yeah, I love it. I just love paddling.
What rivers do they do down in North Bend? Do they do Snoqualmie, one of the forks or something?
Well, you know what? They don't. That's the only place. I guess the Snoqualmie drainage is surprisingly small. Like I haven't studied it. I mean, I'd have to get out of my field to study why there isn't more water pumping out of the Snoqualmie drainage. It's just not
it seems like going up alongside of it's not really like water rafting kind of stuff, like little river kayaking maybe, but yeah, it doesn't seem to have the, I don't know if it's the volume or this sort of stuff.
It seems to be fleeting. Like it's really reactive to rainstorms, but the snow melt season doesn't seem to be.
Doesn't affect it as much.
Yeah, and I don't really know why that would be. The Middle Fork Snoqualmie would be the only stretch that's viable for a whitewater raft trip, really. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and let the other boats go.
So how's the Skyhomish?
Skycomish?
Yes, Skyhomish.